friends. It is gorgeous out. It's like 61 degrees out. And I'm out here on our deck barefooted. But I wanted to show you the winter sowing because it is February and it will get snowy again. But everything's doing what it's supposed to. There is condensation inside. Of course, we had a lot of rain last night. And they look pretty good inside. They're not dried out. There's our garden. Strawberries. Oh, it feels so good to be out here. I like being out barefoot. It grounds me. But by this weekend, it'll be winter again. But for today, it's beautiful. So quiet, peaceful. Hearing the birds. Every once in a while you'll hear road noise. But you can tell the wind's really blowing. My windmill's going. But best of both worlds. We both would like to be out in the country more. But we're just not too far from town, so. But we get the atmosphere of the country. So. But I think we're going to get rid of this. This was his folks. We don't have a cover for it anymore or a cushion. And it's kind of big. And we don't sit out here like we used to since the sunroom's built on. But I'm thinking about getting a smaller glider or something. But Miss Nala just loves that door open. Yeah. But I wanted to show you the jugs right there. So the whole idea of the winter sowing is that when it's time, nature will tell the seeds it's time to start germinating. And then when you start to see them growing, then you open up. You take the tape off from them and open the tops up and then just let the sun and everything. But right now, hit them and all that stuff. But right now it's just a terrarium for them. So, but yeah, getting closer. So, but anyways, beautiful day. I know my up north friends can't enjoy this quite yet. And we usually don't either.
I've been dreaming about a day when things are easier. I walk outside my room and see the sun, how it should shine. Wish I knew if all the gloom and gray were real today, or if it's just the clouds inside my mind. But maybe.
Hey friends, happy Wednesday. I hope you are well. we're doing okay. I'm really loving this nice warm weather, so. But I thought I would come on and I'm gluing some English paper piecing. I'm glue basting is what I'm doing. And so I just thought I'd come on for a quick minute or two and just say hello and see if I can get situated in my chair. Oh, we got lots of rain, and then the sun came out, and now it is 61. It's beautiful. That wind still has a little bite to it without a jacket. But I'm sure somebody's out there in Michigan with shorts on. Because I was standing out on the deck barefooted, so I got Mr. Jerry out there. I had him come out. He has a flannel shirt on and jeans on, and he's just been watching TV today, so but I had him come out and get some fresh air like that. So no big plans. I made that wheat bread for the week last night. Had really good flavor. It still has really good flavor. But today, it was a new recipe I tried. And it's crumbly. And I guess it is a little dense because the loaf feels heavy. So I still don't have it down how to do whole wheat bread. I'm so used to our white turning out really good all the time. So I tried my recipe, swapping out the flour with hard white wheat, and then it takes 3 cups of flour, and then so 2 cups of hard wheat white, and then 1 cup of bread flour, because I would usually use almost all bread flour. And I did everything just like I did before with my bread. I just don't know with my white bread. I know what it should feel and look like, and get stretched and all that stuff. And that usually takes 10 minutes, but wheat is different. You have to hydrate it because you still have the bran in it that makes it a little bit tougher or hard. So, because y'all, I'm getting tired of making bread and then throwing it out because it doesn't work. So the bread just came out. It's it's pretty white on top because it's got that bread flour in it. But we'll see when we cut into it. I'm letting it cool, and hopefully it will have, I'm sure I'll have a good flavor because he liked the flavor last night. So, and hopefully it won't be as crumbly, because I told him, I says, well, if this one doesn't work out, I will make white bread, and so he'll have some bread for the week. So, but I guess that's how you learn, isn't it? Sorry, I'm looking down as I am doing this. So I glue base. So I'll come up and I'll run the glue stick across the top here, and then I will fold it down, and then it will be ready to put it to the side. But I don't know. I guess I was thinking that I should be able to know how to make bread for this grain and milling your own, but I know there's a learning curve, and I'm not patient. I'm just not patient, and I get discouraged easily on it. So I did order a cookbook. I belong to a beginner's milling flour group and fresh milled flour group, FLOUR, not the outdoor smelly kind flours. And there's a lot of wealth in that, and people are basically saying the more you make, the more you're going to know how long it needs to knead, because it's like anything, it just depends on the weather, how warm or how cold your house is, and all that stuff. Simba, you stay down. So there was a cookbook that a lot of people were suggesting. So I did order that. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. And there's like 90 different recipes. And she, breaks down how to do everything. But, I've watched a lot of stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. And maybe it doesn't help that we didn't go to sleep until like 1 in the morning. And then about 4, Simba decided that he needed to pounce on Nala and wake her up and wake us up. And then at 6:45 every morning, Nala wakes us up. She wants to be fed. And I was so tired. So was Jerry. Because we went back to bed and she continued to cry. Number one, I don't think she ate her wet food very well, and sometimes she just wants somebody up. And he laid there and he kept telling her no, and I don't know, about 10 after 7, something like that, I just got up. He said, do you want me to get up? And in my mind, I'm thinking, yes, I want you to get up. I want you just to not ask and just get up and go set out with her. But I didn't. I just got up. And the thing is I can't fall asleep in the recliner or the couch or anything like that. Ever since I got COVID, I don't know. There's just something about that I just can't. And so if I need a nap, I have to go lay in bed. Now, I probably eventually I could, get over that fear of, if I go to sleep, I'm not going to wake up with something like that. So Jerry got up about, I don't know, almost 9:30, only because his phone rang and it was a spam caller, and that woke him up. And of course, once I got up, both cats came out here and they finished eating, and they both went up into the perch and they went to sleep. And I could have probably shut things off and went back to bed. But y'all, I had a big pot of coffee that was done, and I really hated to waste, 12 cups of coffee. I know, wah. So, but anyways, so I just been these, I got the blues all done. So now I'm doing the yellow. I'm trying to get ready for the upcoming English paper piecing mystery sew along, and sometimes it's just enjoyable to sit here and glue based. It's nice and relaxing. I used to thread based because that's how I was taught, was to thread based. My mom used to do English paper piecing till she couldn't do it no more, and her and I would do this, and she taught me how to thread based, and that's what I learned. Well, then out came, you know, the glue based, and so I thought one day I was going to try the glue base, and I put down the thread and needle, and I've been glue basting. But thread and needle would be a lot cheaper than the glue basting. So, but some ladies use the washable Elmer's glue, and then as long as it's the washable, it should come out. And somebody said if it doesn't come out, you can always take your iron and run it over, and what it does is it melts that glue, heats it back up so that you can get the papers out. Because usually you leave the papers in till you get whatever the design is surrounded, and the ones that are all surrounded by, you know, so on every corner around it, that center one could come out, and then you can reuse the paper. Some people like to just keep them all in there, and then when the quilt is done, then you would, whether you glue based them, then you can go back and you can, you know, unstick the back and pull these out. Or if you thread basted them, then you have to go back and snip all of those threads and then pull those threads out. So it's just a personal preference. So last night I did pull out my cross stitch, and I did get page 1 of 4 done. So now I can move on to page 2, and page 2 is just the opposite of what I did on page 1. So I have the right side, the top border, the right side border on that page. There's another bird. There's part of the center flower that is flowers that are in a vase. I think that's all that's on that one. So, and part 5 came out on my mystery crochet along, and now we are doing the section called waves. So they're to look like waves. And so there was a color that she had, and I didn't have that color because I'm pulling from stash. And so I've got some blues in here. I've got like a dark peacock and a teal, and I think there's another blue in here. But anyways, I've used up the teal one, the light teal one, and so I found a dark teal one, and then I found the dark peacock is what it's called. So and since these are waves, I will use 2 of the colors, and so I had to find another color, and so I found a baby blue because I thought it starts out with the baby, would be for me my baby blue color, and the waves are like this as you're doing them, and then it goes to the darker and then the other one, I think. But so I was working on that. But you got to concentrate because it's one of those patterns that you start out with like a single crochet, so many stitches, and then you go to a half double crochet, then a double crochet, and then so many trebles, and then you go backwards down the double, half double, and the single crochet. So that's what makes the waves, like a mountain. So this would be the halfway point because there are 10 parts to it. So it's not difficult, it's just that it's too easy when you're watching TV or listening to something to you know, think, oh, I got to do, you know, maybe you're doing the double crochets, you only have to do 2 of them, and the next thing you know, you've done 6 of them and have to rip them out. Because she does say that you would need to pay attention. It's a little bit concentration on it, so. But, so I started that and did the bread this morning and got laundry going. And now I'm glue basting. Because we planted garlic last year. I think it got planted later. So I probably won't get it until after 4th of July, I think. So, because we grew garlic the year before and then used that, and then I kept out the biggest ones, and then that's what I used to replant again. So, and that was really nice to be able to use what I grew in our dishes and stuff like that. We did make from the scapes, because the type of garlic I have, you cut the scapes, which is like the plant that comes up from the center of the garlic, and then it curlicues, and as soon as it starts curlicuing, then you need to cut those, and because it will go into a flower. But that's the garlic scape, and a lot of people will take those and they will chop them up and freeze them or mince them. Jerry took some and he minced them in the house. Oh my goodness. The house smelled so strong of garlic. So strong. I think next year, or this year, if he does the same thing, I'll have him do it outside, because he even said, he goes, whoa, he says that was pretty potent. We tried freezing some. We even double bagged it, but it made everything in the freezer start to smell. So I don't know how people freeze them without making all your other foods not smell, because we tried that with onions. And every time we opened up the freezer, it just hit you in the face, that smell. So, because I would like to, you know, have some in the freezer and then just be able to pull out when I need it. But anyways, I better let you guys go. But I have that much more to do, and then I'll pull out my crochet that's right behind you, and I'll start working on that, I think. Yeah, because I'm almost done with that one row. I should get that one row done, and then the next row I think is just all single crochet around it, so I need to do that. So, and then the next color of the wave would start. So, but anyways, sorry that I've been distracted doing this, but I hope you all are well, and this type of weather just makes it, gives me the spring fever, you know. I just love being outside barefooted. I always have been that type of gal, and I love standing out in it, and it helps, you know, when I get that anxiety or whatever, I can stand outside and just breathe in the air with my bare feet on the deck or even on the soil. I didn't step on the soil because, you know, there is a little snow around yet, but just being outside was just enough. I should have opened up some windows and aired out the house a little bit, or burped the house as they call it, but I didn't do that. So, but anyways, I'm going to finish these up. I have 2 more yellows to do, and then I have all these pinks, and there's still quite a bit more, but at least I have another section done. There's 5 colors, and yesterday or the day before I did 5 colors. I did 20 hexes of each color, and this time I just grabbed some because there's going to be a lot to this one. I did one of hers last year, and I got way behind because it's that time of year when, well, I joined it late, number one, that didn't help. So I didn't get it all done, but I do have the next few clues to it, and then right now they're all, you have to pay for the patterns. Now they're not free, and since she's starting another one, I just thought I would take it only so far on that one, and then it will be a tabletopper or something like that. So, but anyways, well, I got the yellows done, so I'm going to let you guys go so I can finish the pink ones. And sorry about clearing my throat, but it's allergies, you know. So thanks for stopping by, my friends. Let's see if I can, just a second. I needed to clear my throat, so haven't talked much today. So nice chatting with you again. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by.